Okay, so I think it's time to start talking about security a little bit. Get variables are great. It's great to be able to pass things in the URL, but you definitely would not want people to be able to read each other's messages. You'll notice that, so we have messages here, ID 1 through 6, and I'm logged in as user 1, and some of them are to user 1, some of them are to user 0 because I was just messing around. Some of them are to user 2, but you can see that basically if I come in here and say, let's see, look at this one, I shouldn't be able to view this. I mean, I guess you say I shouldn't be able to view this one, but I can because I can just put anything I want in there. So, um, what we want to do, let's think through a little bit of security. We're going to do a few different things. Um, so, on this message page, we want to we're going to get the ID, and then let's say here. So actually we have the message. So I'm just going to show you this real quick again. We're going to do the dump and die thing. We're going to see what's in this message. We're going to dump and die, and you're going to see that when I do this, I have message from and message to in here in addition to all the other information. So what I want to do is say this. Let's write a little security statement to prevent somebody from fooling around. So we're going to say if, and then we're going to wrap this in parentheses, and then we're going to have two things in this. So we're going to use another set of parentheses, and we're going to say if message to message to not equal to user data ID. And so what we're saying is if the message is not to you, because this is your ID, and we're going to copy the same thing here, message is not from you, then we're just going to do this. We're just going to start here by saying die, you shouldn't be here. Okay, so right now we don't have that as an issue, but let's go ahead and make it an issue in the database. Let's come in here and we are going to make, we'll take message 3 or 5, and we're going to make it from user 5 to user 6. Now you'll notice I'm user 1, so if I make this from user 5 to user 6, then I'm not either of these people. So when I come in here, it's going to say you shouldn't be here. And I mean, I could put some breaks in there, but I mean, you can see that the error message is popping up because I shouldn't be here. Now let's take that a step further. Okay, we have this table in here called Audit. Okay, and if you look at the structure, it has this thing here. And so what we're going to do is, let's think here. The best thing to do would be to, let's just go ahead and manually put this in here. Let's see. So what we're going to do is I'm going to split this out, and I'm going to split this to the right, which I know makes it a little harder to see, but I think it'll make a little bit of sense. So we have this die message here. You shouldn't be here. We're going to get rid of that. We are going to make an array, fields equals array, and we are going to put user equals user data ID, and then we are going to put page, And then I forget how I did this. I think we can search this real quick. It's in the secure page function, so we know where that's at. So let's open this up for a second. So if I come in here to helpers, US helpers, and go to secure page, I can see that I'm making a similar array down here. Page ID. So, I was getting the page ID. Let's see here. Probably not worth doing that. Let's, we know what page they're on. So let's just go ahead and put message. Oh, and this is supposed to be a hash rocket. Let's go ahead and put users message.php because that's the name of the page. And then what else does it want to know? What else does the database table have? It has a timestamp and an IP. Okay, so let's look at the IP. Let's see what the best way to get that is. Come back to this thing here. So we're obviously getting the IP here somewhere. IP equals IP check, so we'll steal that. So we're going to come up here and, in other words, if this doesn't work, then we're going to manually grab that person's IP, and then we are going to put IP in here. Let's see. What else is that thing asking for? Yeah, that's about it. So basically what's going to happen is if you try to access a message that you are not the sender and you are not the receiver, then it's going to check for your IP. It's going to make this array of fields, and it's going to have your user ID in it. It's going to have the page, which we just know what that page is, so we're just going to tell it. And it's going to have your IP. So we're going to take this, and then we are going to insert db insert into the table of audit, and we are going to insert those fields. So let's see what happens now. If I come back here and view this page, instead of getting this message, it let me view the thing, and there's a reason for that, because we're not done. But the audit, now if I come in here to the dashboard, I have a new tomfoolery event that has been triggered. And so if I click on this, I can see that the admin user, we got a problem. Oh, I know why. So the reason for this is that this is looking for the ID of the page, not the actual page. So what we need to do is go into the database or go into the dashboard and find the ID of that page, and that page is ID number 42. So I have to remember when I package this up and send this out to everybody that needs to be ID 42 or this is not going to work. So we're going to come back here to the code, and instead we're going to pass in 42, which is the answer to everything. Save. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to try to view a message that I shouldn't view again. Okay, so now we've triggered another security event, and I view the logs, and now this is coming into users.php showing me that, hey, this guy tried to view this. So what's going to happen is we don't want them to still be able to view the page, so we are going to just redirect them after we're done inserting this. Redirect to, and then messages. We're just going to send them to their own messages. Messages.php. We're not going to kick them out. We're going to say no harm, no foul. Get out of here. So what's going to happen is you're in here. You're in messages.php, and then you try to go to message.php with an ID of 5. And you're just going to wind up right here at message.php. And you have no idea that we know, that you know, that we know, that you know, that we caught you trying to do that. And so now you have these security events here, and you'll see that admin user tried to do this. And the reason why it's not showing my ID is because I'm on localhost. But that's one little bit of security that we're going to do to stop people from messing around.